Shadows of Eidos. Chapter 1. Awakening. Tokyo was drowning in the morning haze, grey and sticky, like a mood that hadn't had enough sleep. Kai, a 17-year-old student with messy black hair and tired eyes, dragged himself down the street, hands shoved into the pockets of his wrinkled uniform. His life was a dull routine: school, bad grades, his mother's nagging. But last night changed everything. He had a nightmare. The city lay in ruins, the sky was shattered, and above the charred horizon loomed a creature with star-like eyes that pierced into the soul. It whispered, "You have chosen the path of darkness." Kai awoke in a cold sweat, his heart pounding. Pain throbbed in his left arm, and where once there had been clear skin, a burning mark now pulsed a black labyrinth, writhing as if alive. He stopped in the middle of the empty street, staring at his shadow. It trembled, stretched unnaturally, though the sun was barely there. Kai frowned, trying to grasp what the hell was happening. Then a scream. Across the road, a boy of about 7 froze in front of a blackhound. But it wasn't a dog. Its body oozed like tar, its eyes blazed red, and its maw twisted into a ghastly grin, lined with sharp teeth. A shadow. "Hey, kid, run." Kai lunged forward before he could think. His left arm flared with black light, and a wave of power slammed into the beast. The hound staggered back, whining, but sprang again, claws flashing through the air. Kai hit the asphalt, rolling aside just in time. Drool dripped from the shadow's maw, sizzling on the pavement like acid. He raised his marked arm, and the black light surged again, hurling the creature into a lamppost. Metal screeched and bent, but the shadow wasn't finished. It lunged back, its claws leaving cracks in the ground. "Not bad for a rookie." A low, mocking voice rang out. Kai turned. A tall man in his mid-30s stood there, a long scar slashing across his left brow. Jiro. His tattered black coat swayed in the wind, and in his hand he gripped a sword etched with runes. His eyes were cold, but something dark flickered in them, almost animal. "Who the hell are you?" Kai demanded, fists clenched. "And what is that thing?" "My name is Jiro," the man said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "And that," he nodded toward the beast, "is a shadow from Eidos. Looks like you've caught their attention. Kid, bad luck, or good, depending on how you see it. Eidos. What the hell is that?" Kai stepped toward him, his voice trembling with fear and anger. "And why is this thing on my arm?" "Relax, kid." Jiro raised a calming hand. "Eidos is the world of shadows. They feed on emotions. And your mark, let's just say it's a gift of fate. It'll help you figure it out. Don't worry." Kai opened his mouth to argue, but the shadow didn't wait. It grew, its form twisting into a massive spider with a dozen blazing eyes. Its jaws opened, fangs gleaming, and it lunged at Kai. He instinctively raised his arm. The mark unleashed another black wave, slamming into the monster's face. The beast crashed into a wall, bricks tumbling down. Jiro charged forward, his sword singing as it cut through the air. Steel clashed with claws, sparks exploding. The spider shrieked, striking with its stinger. Jiro slid beneath the attack, slashing off one of its legs. Black blood splattered across the pavement. The monster writhed, spewing webs. Kai leapt aside, but sticky strands caught his leg, pulling him down. "Prove you're not useless," Jiro shouted, dodging another strike. Kai clenched his teeth, the mark burning brighter. He lashed out, black energy snapping like a whip, tearing through the web. Free again, he charged the beast. It thrust its stinger toward him, but Kai rolled away, springing to his feet. Jiro leapt from above, twisting midair, and with one clean stroke severed the spider's head. The shadow shrieked, dissolving into black smoke, leaving only the acrid stench of burning behind. Silence. Kai panted, staring at his arm. Jiro slid his sword into its sheath and approached, clapping him on the shoulder. "Not bad for a start. It'll keep an eye on you, kid. People like you don't last long without friends." He winked, though a flicker of slyness darkened his gaze. "Friends? Huh." Kai wiped sweat from his brow. "I'm not sure you're not my enemy." Ha, sharp kid. I like that. Jiro laughed and walked off. See you around, Kai. The schoolyard. Lunch break. Kai sat on a bench, staring at the mark. It glowed faintly, still pulsing under his skin. Aiko sat down beside him, her big eyes full of worrying. She handed him a bandage. You look lost today, she said softly. What happened to your sleeve? Blood? Yeah, nothing, Kai muttered, hiding his arm. Just fell. Aiko frowned, her fingers brushing his wrist. Don't lie to me, Kai. I can see something's wrong. You're shaking. She pulled up his sleeve, noticing the claw marks. That's not from a fall. Tell me the truth. Kai hesitated. Her voice was soft, but it carried genuine concern. This morning, something attacked me. Black, like tar. This guy, Jiro, killed it with a sword. And then, this. He showed her the mark. It appeared after a dream. I don't know what's happening, Aiko. She studied the labyrinth on his arm. Her fingers glowed with soft light, and the scratches began to heal. What are you? Kai jerked back, eyes wide. I don't know exactly. Sometimes I can do that, Aiko murmured, blushing. But your mark, it's alive. I can feel something dark inside it. Please, be careful. Laughter interrupted them. Two girls approached, turning heads. Misu, a dark-skinned girl with long fiery dreadlocks, wore tight leather shorts that showed off her toned figure, and a leather top with a deep neckline framing her curves. A belt of throwing axes hung at her side, and her legs were wrapped in heavy platform boots. Rin, pale-skinned with black curls down to her waist, wore a latex catsuit that hugged her hips and chest. Knives flashed in her hands as she juggled them with unnerving grace. Oh, look at the cute rookie. Misu smirked, twirling a small axe. She held it into the tree beside Kai. The blade sank into the bark, a breath away from his ear. Almost got yourself killed by a baby shadow. Misu, don't scare him, Rin giggled, leaning closer. Latex creaked around her curves, though he does blush nicely. Kai froze, face burning. Who the hell are you? How do you know about shadows? Are you with Jiro? Misu laughed, stepping closer. Her top shifted, and Kai quickly looked away. In Misu, that's Rin. We hunt shadows. Jiro, that psycho's not our boss. She spun the axe in her hand. But you're fresh meat in this nightmare. Hunt them. Kai frowned. Then you know what this mark is. Tell me. Rin narrowed her eyes, her voice turning cold. Curious little thing. Well, think about it. But rookies like you don't last long without training. She flipped a knife, catching it by the blade. Training. Kai stood, fists clenched. If you know something, say it. I'm not just going to sit and wait for these things to eat me alive. The two girls exchanged a glance, their smiles widening. Bold, huh? Misu patted his shoulder, harder than necessary. All right, prove you're not useless, and maybe we'll help. Rin nodded toward the gates. Feel that? Shadows never sleep. One's already here. Kai turned, his shadow writhed, the air at the gates trembling. From the ground, a figure rose tall, clawed, with burning eyes, its body twisted into the form of a dragon, scales glinting like obsidian. Aiko grabbed his sleeve, her voice trembling. Don't go alone. I don't know what it is, but I'm scared for you. Promise me you'll be careful. He met her gaze, her eyes shimmering with fear. I promise, he said quietly, squeezing her hand. The dragon roared, its jaws opening to unleash a torrent of black fire. Kai shoved Aiko back, diving aside. The ground melted beneath him, the stench of burning filling the air. Well, rookie, show us what you've got. Misu charged, her axes spinning. One buried itself in the dragon's neck, the other in its leg. Black blood sprayed, but the beast only roared louder. Rin darted in from the side, knives flashing like lightning. She drove into its eyes, blinding it. The monster thrashed, its tail smashing the ground, raising clouds of dust. Hit it, Kai, Rin shouted, leaping back. Kai clenched his fist, the mark blazing. He dashed at the beast, dodging claws. Darkness burst from his palm, striking its chest. The dragon staggered, but whipped its tail, hurling Kai against a wall. His breath caught, his head ringing. Get up, weakling. Misu hurled another axe, splitting into its side. Kai pushed himself up, teeth gritted. Darkness poured from the mark like a river. He leapt, channeling everything into one strike. A black beam pierced the dragon through. Its body convulsed, then dissolved into smoke. Silence. Kai dropped to his knees, gasping. Misu and Rin approached, slightly out of breath. "Not bad for a first time," Misu said, strapping her axes back on. "But you still fight like a kitten. Alive, though." Rin offered him a hand. "That's already something." Kai took it, pulling himself up. "You mentioned training," he said, wiping blood from his lip. "In."